Nothing is a company that's known for doing things a bit differently. From their transparent design to even how they've turned their marketing as a part of the product experience. And their budget-friendly sub-brand CMF follows in that same philosophy. It brings the excitement of flagship features like a modern design and solid performance, and makes it accessible at a much lower price. So then, can these earbuds deliver that flagship experience without the flagship price? Hey everyone, it's Rowan here. Welcome back to the channel. In front of me are the Buds 2 Plus, a new pair of earbuds from CMF. They promise performance that competes with the best in the game, but at a price point that seriously challenges what we've come to expect from premium earbuds. So in this video, we're gonna go over the design, the sound, and some of the cool features that CMF has packed into these. Starting out with the design, the earbuds come in this familiar stem-like shape that kind of resembles a pair of AirPods, but are a bit more angular. I actually picked these up in this really nice blue color with a matte finish, and it felt a little bit more playful than the typical earbud colors. Of course, if you're looking for something a little bit more neutral, these are also available in white. In terms of fit, these are actually surprisingly comfortable. I actually have a tough time with silicone tips because no matter what size I use, they always seem to fall out. But the medium tips worked really well out of the box and stayed in place even during longer listening sessions. They're also super lightweight, and honestly, after about 10 minutes, I forgot I was even wearing them. I actually used them through an entire day of working, hitting the gym, and walking the dog, and they stayed comfortable the entire time. Now, for the case, it's got a circular square shape that kind of reminds me of an iPhone app. And while it's fairly compact, it is a bit bulkier than a pair of AirPods, so putting it in your pocket might be a little bit tougher. On the front, there's a bit of CMF branding and a rotating dial built into the case. If you're familiar with the Buds 2 Pro, you'll know that this dial usually controls the volume. However, in the Buds 2 Plus, it doesn't control the volume, but does have these two holes that you can thread a lanyard through. To be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed that they didn't include the volume control, although this is one of those quirky design choices that makes the entire package feel unique. And personally, I think it makes for a really great fidget toy. Getting to the sound, I was really impressed by the quality. The Buds 2 Plus use larger 12mm drivers compared to the Buds 2 and 2A. There's a nice punch to the bass without it being overwhelming, and the mids and the highs had a surprising amount of clarity. Everything just felt well balanced, whether I was listening to music, watching content, or jumping on a call. When comparing them to something like the AirPods Pro 2, the differences become a little bit more nuanced. Apple's signature tends to lean towards a balanced signature with strong bass and clear mids. But I felt that the Buds 2 Plus were sometimes better at bringing those highs and mids forward. Vocals and details felt more pronounced, especially in acoustic and vocal heavy tracks. Also worth mentioning is the Buds 2 Plus support LDAC, which is higher audio streaming for those devices that support it. It's a really nice bonus for those that care about their sound quality on the go. When it comes to noise cancellation, the Buds 2 Plus brings some surprisingly strong numbers. CMF claims up to 50 decibels of hybrid ANC, which on paper is more than the AirPods. In my testing, it was able to significantly reduce the noise around me, like passing cars and gusts of wind. Now, compared to something like the AirPods, the Buds 2 Plus struggle in trickier environments like malls and cafes, where noise is bouncing from all directions. But in day-to-day situations, they hold up really well and get the job done. They've also added an adaptive ANC mode that adjusts in real time to the environment around you. It's not as dynamic or seamless as what you might get from higher end options from Sony and Bose, but it's definitely nice to have. Of course, most of the time in a budget offering, it's mic performance and call quality that tends to suffer, but surprisingly, these do a really good job. The Buds 2 Plus pack in 6 microphones, 3 on each side, and CMF uses what they like to call clear voice technology. Indoors, voices came through cleanly with minimal background noise, and even outdoors, it did a really good job of handling wind and other ambient sounds.
Here's a quick test with the Buds 2 Plus. I've actually got some background noise playing through my computer speakers, and you can hear it does a good job of cutting it out. You can hear my voice clearly and the background noise gets really pushed down.
And here are the AirPods Pro 2. It's the same setup, same background noise, and you can hear how they filter out the ambient sound. My voice sounds more natural and less processed. The Buds 2 Plus do a really good job in calls, and anytime I was on the phone, the other person had no problem hearing me. I'm actually glad that CMF spent the time and the resources into something like this because it's often overlooked in the budget categories. Now, with a pair of earbuds like these, battery life is crucial, and these deliver. I actually use them pretty heavily throughout the day with ANC turned on, and I got about 7.5 hours before I needed to charge them. That's pretty solid on its own, and with the ANC turned off, you can get up to 15 hours of playback, and there's a total of 60 hours with the case. And charging is fast too. Just a 10-minute charge gave me enough juice to push through the day. The case does come with USB-C, and while there's no wireless charging, I really don't miss it at this price point. Next, I want to talk about the controls and the app features because I think there's a lot to unpack here. Starting out with the controls, the Buds 2 Plus come with touch gestures along the stems. All the usual gestures are here, double taps and long presses. The only thing that I'll really nitpick about was the lack of a single tap gesture for play and pause, which feels like a really basic control that should have been there. The earbuds also come with in-ear detection, so if I remove them, my music gets instantly paused. The app though is where things start to get really interesting. Inside the Nothing X app, you get a clean layout with access to all of your essentials. Checking your battery life, toggling ANC, remapping your touch gestures, and even switching between sound presets. But the app goes deeper than that. First up is the inclusion of spatial audio. It's not quite to the level of Apple's head-tracked implementation, but it does give your soundstage a bit more dimension, especially noticeable in movies and live recordings. Next is the personalized sound profile. This will actually run a quick hearing test and customize the sound to your specific hearing range. For me, it actually made vocals and certain instruments pop a little bit more, and it's great to see this sort of customization in a budget pair of earbuds. For those into AI, there's even ChatGPT integration, which at the time of recording this video isn't quite ready yet, but something I'm really interested in exploring when it does drop. In terms of connectivity, the Buds 2 Plus use Bluetooth 5.4. Pairing is quick and reliable, and I didn't notice any dropouts or lag, even when I was switching rooms or moving around the house. The earbuds are compatible with Android and iOS, and while they don't offer full system integration, there are some convenient features available like Google Fast Pair for supported devices. One of the features that I really do appreciate is the dual connection mode, which allows you to stay connected with two devices at the same time, like a laptop and a phone. So if you're listening to music on one and then get a phone call on the other, switching is seamless. That said, it doesn't automatically switch audio between devices like the AirPods, so you'll need to manually pick your output. The Buds 2 Plus offer a lot for what you're getting. They're not perfect by any means. There's no wireless charging, there's some touch gestures missing, and while the ANC is solid, it doesn't really quite stack up to some of the more premium options. But despite that, they genuinely deliver where it counts. Great battery life, comfortable design, and surprisingly really good sound quality that when put together makes these feel like a well-rounded package. Very much in line with the flagship on a budget idea. And all of that comes in at a price of just $85. They have a clear identity, feel thoughtfully put together, and punch well above their price. And if you're looking for a pair of earbuds without breaking the bank, these are definitely worth checking out. But I'm curious, what sort of earbuds are your go-tos that you absolutely love? Drop them down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're using. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more reviews like this. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.